Okay, so we're about 3 hours in. I spent a little bit of time goofing around, just uploading and getting my workflow worked out for uploading videos. And so I'm going to show you what I've done. This is what we've got right now. And, I spent a lot of time kind of twiddling around and playing with the various options. There are a lot of options for these charts. This is just a combination chart. It shows a line chart and a bar chart, and you can use the scroll wheel to zoom in and out. And so what I need to do is also start testing this on an iPad or on my phone eventually, and because there are some mobile options I think that you can set as far as how the cursor is handled and cursor focus and things like that. And of course I want to make sure this works well on a mobile platform, and so we won't get too far along before we start testing that out. I think I found a few bugs, or at least one bug. I had changed the line type on a series to, once I changed it to combination, to bar, and it kept showing my line. There are some settings that don't apply when you're a bar type, that only apply to line, like dotted and things like that. Those still show up. I don't think that's a bug. That's just one of those quirky things you got to kind of get used to with working with an app like this. As far as the fonts go, you can change the fonts to a few different font families, but most likely I'm going to come back with some CSS and maybe try to modify that dynamically so that we can kind of apply a theme, and if we change the CSS, have it change those. I'm not sure what we'll do yet, but we'll get to that later. So we've got our first chart. This is basically my weight history that I've recorded over the last year. And you can see I dropped a lot of weight and kind of maintained, bumped up a little bit here recently. Haven't been recording, that's why you see these kind of straight values. Zooming in and out with the mouse scroll wheel is really easy. Dragging this around is really cool. There's custom labeling options, which is going to be pretty neat because we can display any of the daily notes. So if you're trying to figure out, like, how did I go from 198 on that day, what was going on, we can show some context with that with a special column. So those are some things I'm eager to play with. I'm not going to do too much right now. What we're gonna do now is just kind of fill this dashboard out. Apex allows you to import into your workspace, pretty easily, these sample projects. So this is a sample charts project. They're out on GitHub. It's a zip file, and you just import it as a zip file, and it shows up as an application. And so I went in here, and you can look at combination charts. I actually looked at line charts. I didn't look at the combination charts here. So this is the first time I'm looking at these. And you can get some ideas and play around with them. And then if you want to, you can just click the quick edit, and we could go in there and click that, and it's going to pull that up in Page Designer, and I can kind of try to figure out how they did that and incorporate that into my own application. So that's pretty neat. And what else do we want to say? I think that's about it. So that's where we're at. I think I'm going to go ahead and develop, at least 3 or 4 or 5 more charts, use some different types, pull out some more information from our table, our weight history table. We've got, we show the average weight delta, which isn't being filled in right now, our weight to average weight delta. So that's your current weight to your average weight delta, and we're going to chart some of this stuff and throw that up on there. I've got these these scoring mechanisms which keep scores of things, and those will be played around with, trying to come up with a score that kind of shows you how well you're doing, and a bunch of other stuff. Okay, so that's where we're at after 3 hours.